All aboard. Welcome back or welcome aboard, depending upon whether you're new here or not. Please feel free to go down into the comments below and leave suggestions for names. Also, we got a new poll up, and by names I mean for towns, industries, the whole 9 yards. We've got a whole list of things we've got to get name on, especially ships. And we got a bunch of ships out there. Also, there's a new poll, as I was saying, and it's on which game will replace the ending, Fix-It, and Max Chaos competition games. I'm going to go down to a single game on that, continue the 128 game, the pretty version of the game, and your options are another 64-bit game, packed 64 game, in addition to this one, a Pack 192 peak, just a little short run. SimCity 4, maybe my Salt Lake City map, maybe another one. You make a suggestion if you do that by leaving a comment on the poll. And you can also sound off on Factorio or any of the other games that you've seen me play, except for Path of Exiles. I have to apologize. Reason that stopped is that game overheats my computer. Sorry. I don't need to have Chernobyl on the desk. Yes, I know. Get a better system? Sure. Give me the winning numbers to the lottery. Both of them, so I win the same week. Anyhow, that taken care of. This is How Not to Game with Kelly Jack. I'm Kelly Jack. The gaming identity, handle, nickname, whatever you want to call it, for the guy behind Dyfed Rex, which is that same guy's writing nom de plume, or writing identity, handle, nickname. And this is the Semi-Trans sessions, specifically the Expanding Worlds tutorial for Semi-Trans, Pack 64, episode 46. That took me 2.5 minutes to get through. Go a lot faster if I didn't trip over my tongue a lot. So I'm looking at the old Castle Port, just clicking on it to take a look at it. And we've got a good passenger backlog, a bad passenger backlog actually. And most of it seems to be on the ground side. So, we'd fix the ships. Now it's time to fix the ground support to that. And that's just going to require adding a couple of stages to bring people into town. So, let's see what that is. That is at Hillstead. So we're going to probably need the tourism coach upgraded quite a bit. Confirm that's going out from the marketplace yard, yep, to there. We're just going to put 2 more onto this. So we'll hit copy convoy, start, and wait a moment. Hit the speed button a sec, then start. Close out of the garage, and we'll see how long it's going to take us to take and knock down that. We might have to add a 4th one to it. It's not really bringing it down too fast. You know what? Let's add 2 more. In fact, I'm just going to throw 3 more out there. Start seeing if we can start making a dent. And then we probably should see about adding to the stage line. So we're going to look for the Hillstead stage. Hill and Ash stage line. That'll start moving people. And we'll just put 4 of those out real fast, rapid fire. And that's making a dent really fast. Or at least finally starting to make some progress. It'll take some time. We're going to let it run. This is going to be a rather short episode for 46. I'll be back in just a second. I've got to take care of something. I left my phone somewhere and I hear it buzzing. Yeah, it just was demanding to be plugged in and fed. So the phone is being fed. It's eating up electrons as we speak. All right, so we're looking pretty good now. And it's time to, again, remind everybody, hey, the Senate's been asked to clarify something that Caesar did. Are we supposed to be running the mail between the 3 cities in the west and the 1 city in the east that Valenius got the mail contracts in? So why don't you guys give me a sound off on that and see if we're supposed to pick that up and build some sort of connection for them. I'd appreciate that. Sound off in the comments on this episode or any episode in the Expanding Worlds series. Preferably the ones after Valenius appeared, which would be episode 41. That way I know it's in response to that. I'm looking through, seeing what our lines are doing. And better yet, let's look at our finances. We're in September, we're at 160. We might actually be leveling out that long decline. Going to our monthlies. Monthly is showing an overall light average increase from a downturn where it had gone downward for a while. So hopefully we can continue that trend. It's not a new downturn here. Those stages will be making us some money, and we may have to take and do I'm betting we're going to be having issues here. Yes. Now we got to get the people over to Hilton. All right. So let's just expand one more time. Come on back down here. And find the Hilton and Asheville stage. That's the Hillstead. There we go. Copy that a couple times and put all those guys out onto the line. Speed it up, get them dispatched over so that they start moving those people. It's going to take a little bit for everything to catch up, and we may have to add an extra coach over here at Hilton. to the Hilton Town Coach. And yes, I've got to go through and get the years in on these guys, which was 47. Add him in. He'll get over there and start helping relieve things a little bit more. And with each of those reliefs, we'll be a little bit better off. There has been some significant growth over in Newham as I'm looking at the map. Looks like a whole new subdivision went in along the main drag out between it and Bearingwell. Bearingwell is still kind of tight and compact. Not seeing much growth, just a little bit of growth there. Appingborough, not growing yet. Taking a peek at some of our others, Hillstead still holding on the way it has. Oakby is beginning to look like it's starting to grow. And we may need to add some stations there and some extra service. But for the time being, it's only a single station's worth of growth. Walmouth has had still that continued growth to the north, but it's not really overly growing yet, so I'm happy with it. Malaby, the growth there we've dealt with for the most part. Hepton has begun doing some other growth, but it hasn't reached too far out. We could probably get away with a road here and some stuff, but I'm going to wait and see what the city puts in. Springdon's looking good. Most of the flow is going pretty good. We are starting to get quite a bit of backup. And we may need to start considering a different routing for our ox carts to provide a little relief valve. But I'm going to leave that up to you guys, whether you think I should do that. We'll do it at some point. That is something I am looking at, though. That's a pretty good long line. And you know, the more I look at it, the more I see danger down the road. All right, we want to do a bridge. So to do the bridge, we're going to kind of do this. Something like this. Put him there. And then we'll need to build him out right. Do this part as gravel. Launch that bridge across if it will let us. Oops, there's still a bit of a hill in the way. Okay. Nice long bridge. Unfortunately, it'll slow things down when we get to the age of road, but we can always upgrade the bridge once we get better roads. going to do is go into our aux carts for that. Let's see, that's a perishable. Perishables. And that's going to be the near seas aux cart transfer line. So I'm going to park him over here for a second. Go to the schedule. Yep, that's our guy. And we are going to insert a set of waypoints. Take the bridge, come to here, and we're going to also give him a station choose right there. So then it comes down, he can choose any one of the 3 platforms. Then do an add on the way out where he comes this way to leave. That should get us a little bit better flow. And let's see if that does improve our flow and our traffic in the town. That does appear to be making the traffic a little bit better. That looks like a better flow. And we're doing pretty good there. Coming up on 1848, time to fix those lines that I noticed that we didn't do the year on, before we forget what year we added them. If any of these routes look a little different, I did have a system glitch I was going to save, and the system crashed. No, not blue screen of death crash, but that dreaded, hi there, you've got an update that's urgent crash. I always hate those. I've tried turning that off, yes. And the sawmill passenger train is a little bit out of line, but so the order of some of the vehicles is no longer, or routes is no longer the same as what you saw in a previous episode. I did rebuild it as best as I remembered, and am going to double check versus the episode that we put all that in on. These things do happen, unfortunately. All right, 17 and a half, 18 minutes. That's an episode. Guys, I'd like to thank you for watching. Remember, comments is how part of this game is being run. So if you've got something you think you want named, whatever, leave a comment. I allow 1 suggestion for one each type per commenter per day. Down the road, it might go to 1 a week per commenter just because, get more viewers. Right now, I'm still low on viewers, so I'll take 1 a day. Can't guarantee, because we're not playing this one every day, that it'll be every day. And with that, also remind you, there's that poll. Thanks for watching. Feel free to like, share, subscribe. If you made it this far in the video, you're interested in Semi-Trans. You're trying to figure out how to play it yourself. Or you play it and you are laughing at all my mistakes. I'm good with both. Trust me, after the initial groan and cuss, there's always a good laugh over here. Unless it's something the system did. Hey, have a better day than I'm having.